Tay Bridge. The Tay Bridge disaster of December 1879 shocked the nation and provided a sharp wake-up call to all those caught up in the railway building mania of previous decades. The tragedy warned railway architects to take into account all issues surrounding safety, whether caused by human error or the forces of nature. The Tay Bridge, designed for the North British Railway by Thomas Bouch, opened for use on the 1st of June 1878. Immediately, the traffic across the Firth increased greatly, resulting in a general economic boost for the Dundee area. Then, on the 28th of December 1879, disaster struck. A violent storm which caused destruction throughout central Scotland came howling down the Tay just as the Edinburgh train was crossing the bridge. As the train reached the centre section, supported by high girders, the bridge suddenly collapsed, hurling passengers and crew down into the swollen waters. There were no survivors. Pieces from the wreckage were washed up at Broughty Ferry and salvaged. Incredibly, the locomotive that had hauled the stricken train was recovered from the riverbed and put back into service after an extensive rebuild, a remarkable survival. The bridge was rebuilt. Such a tragedy, however, could not be allowed to pass without provoking change. In the wake of the disaster, an inquiry was held which presented its findings in June 1880. It found that wind pressure alone would be unlikely to destroy a well-designed, constructed, and maintained bridge. So was it the fault of Thomas Bouch? The inquiry certainly thought so. It concluded that poor castings were to blame, seemingly ignoring that such a top-heavy structure required more significant support. Thomas Bouch vehemently denied the charge, but his career was over. He died only 10 months after his bridge had collapsed. 3 important developments came out of the disaster. Firstly, engineers were forced to consider new materials of construction, such as steel. Secondly, a proper system of measuring wind pressure on structures was developed. And finally, new guidelines of wind pressure tolerance were set by the Board of Trade. Many, however, still harbored a suspicion of iron girder bridges. The 4th bridge was built to a cantilever design using riveted steel. It was also well equipped with wind gauges and anemometers. It's hard to imagine on a serene summer day such as this the tragedy of the stormy December night in 1879. However, it ensured that the construction of railway bridges would never be thought of so lightly again.